Welcome into the lounge presented by DraftKings. We have the pleasure of sitting down with linebacker Patrick Queen. Patrick, we'll start here. So we have some secret, hidden, undercover practice footage of you on the field kind of rocking out to Sweet Home Alabama. Now, as an LSU guy, I thought that was kind of against the rules. Do you have anything to say for yourself about that?
I left on a good note.
Okay.
So Bama's good with me.
All right. A little trash talk. I really teed you up for the trash talk here. Yeah.
Marlon already started. So
okay.
Especially with what just happened this weekend. So now it's every time we go to practice, I'm gonna just tell them play the song and I'm just gonna talk trash to them.
There you go. Exactly. You still talk a lot of college trash talk a lot in the locker room?
All the time.
All the time. Okay. All right.
There's one Alabama person in this building who still talks a lot of Alabama trash too, and that's Ozzie Newsome.
Yeah.
And I know that he said to you one day, I was standing with him as you guys were running out to practice, and he's like, I just can't get over the Georgia Roquan and the PQ LSU guy hanging out all day, every day together.
I forgot what I said. I said something. So I think it was about the mascot, like the elephant. Y'all like roll tide, but then y'all have the elephant. I just can't remember what I said. It was something. It was a good joke. But
you had to give it back to him?
Yeah, I just can't remember what it was.
Is Ozzie pretty good? Is he pretty good smack talker?
No, not at all. None of the Bama folks are good smack talkers.
Oh, okay. Just not in their DNA.
It's not that.
He's too nice.
So we're it's kickoff week. We're a few days away here. Just, what's the feeling? Training camp's behind you, the preseason, all that stuff. We're finally here, regular season. What's the emotions like?
You just like a sigh of relief. It's finally approaching. You did everything to prepare your body, your mind, your spirit, everything just to go into week one, guns blazing. So now it's finally here.
I feel like you've just it's felt like a build up, like training camp, man. It just feels like you are like playing with a different energy level. I don't know who said it that
Zach Gore.
Yeah, you're ready to explode this year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just is that the emotions that you kind of feel bubbling up inside of you?
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. Obviously, it's all the stuff from offseason and stuff that happened. But just as far as like me being a great player and just want to be great all the time and just having the film to back it up and then you still don't get your respect, it's like, now you got to go earn it. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm going to play hard regardless. That's who I am. But it's like a level of respect that I want now. So that's why I'm so anxious just to get out there.
Nice.
I feel like one of the things that's always struck me about you is like you're really self-aware, both as like a person and as a player. And I think like obviously that translated last year. You were the media good guy. And I think you've always been willing to kind of like own when you don't feel like you've been who you want to be, but like going into this year you just really feel like you are like where you want to be at this point.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I got the film from last season to back up everything. So and it's like you just don't get your respect, you don't get your respect. And obviously I didn't start off so hot, but just the note I left off last time, that's what I want to leave off this time, and I know what it takes. Been doing this going into my 4th year now, so I know what it takes, and I'm just looking forward to get to it.
Yeah, that's one of the things that kind of to Cassie's point, I've always really respected about you is like rookie year, there were some rookie mistakes and you were very upfront about that, and being like, I'm working through it. I'm so young. I mean, you were like the youngest dude in the NFL. Yeah. And you've always just kind of been upfront about that and like taking it head on. And it feels like you're kind of now in a space where it's like, all right, I know I'm good. I don't got to deal with this anymore, right? Like what is it? What does that do for you as a player when you kind of have that off your shoulders now, where that like what you can do? You know what I mean?
I think it's just a confidence boost. I think it's like once you go into playing opponents and you get the better players that you're guarding one-on-one, or you got the best backs that you want to tackle in the hole that are really good at what they do. I think that's what it comes down to, a confidence boost of knowing that you could do this and just consistently doing it over and over and over and just not losing a match.
Yeah. What's it like for you now playing alongside Roquan Smith for a whole offseason, right? I mean, you two, we all saw the impact that you had, together last year late down the stretch. Now that you've had a full offseason together, just how much better does that make the both of you?
Yeah, I think it's going to be electric. Us two flying around the field, the communication that we do, just the type of style that we play with. I just think we're going to give offenses headaches and hopefully more than likely take away the best linebacker duo category. So
I love it.
Can't wait.
I love it.
You guys haven't been shy about the fact that you feel like you two are the best duo in this league.
Yeah, I think we're going to back it up. So I'm gonna talk it all.
Yeah. What I like too is, I feel like this defense is really stout up the middle. Like, defensive line is going to be really good, even with the loss of Calais, which is a loss, but it's going to be really good. You two in the middle, ridiculous. Safety tandem. Like, do you feel like as the inside linebackers, that tandem, that it's kind of on you guys, like you're the heart of the defense, you know, and like as you guys go, the rest of the defense is going to kind of go?
Yeah, and that's how it's always been here. Before I got here, when I got here, it's always the linebackers run the defense. So it's like, it's not no added pressure. It's like, that's who you want to be. You want the thing to roll behind you. So every day we come in, we try to, you know, lead by example, be vocal, do those type of things just to get the defense going. And we got guys that get going regardless. So it just makes us even more better.
Yeah. What I think is kind of funny about you and Roquan too is like, you're two kind of different energies, like two dudes, you know, everybody calls Roquan like the old soul. Like he's the old man. You're kind of the young buck. Like how does that dynamic kind of work to make both of you better?
A lot of back and forth. It's just jokes and shots all day. And I think that's what makes us so great is we could throw the shots in there, but at the end of the day, we both respect each other. And we just want to get better. We just want to, you know, go out there and dominate.
Do you feel like the communication, even like it's unspoken now, like, you know, just we talked a little bit about the off-season work together, but tangibly, how does that make you better on the field? Is it you don't have to communicate as much? You just know what each other's thinking? What is it?
The communication flows smoother. I think you have to talk on the field.
Right.
Obviously, know what each other doing and what the defense is doing itself. But it's just more fluid now. Like, you know, he came in last year trying to learn the defense. So you don't want to talk too much to him, but you still want to remind him, hey, this is what you got. So now it's just him knowing what we got. So now we can actually talk, hey, I see this, I might do this, or, you know, like just stuff to make plays.
Gotcha.
And your inside linebacker group as a whole, it just seems like at practice, like you guys are one of the groups that have the most fun together. I know Zach's like not even that much older than a lot of you. He's not that far out of his playing career too. Like, how does his like kind of relatability mesh that group together?
Zach done it before at the highest level. So when he comes in, he brings the energy every single day. Get tired of hearing him sometimes, but you love that from a coach, just to bring the energy every day. He wants each person in the room to get better. I think you don't find that in many coaches. Many coaches just pick certain players that they like, but with Zach it's different. He just, every day he's going to bring it. He's going to give you his best. He wants you to be the best. And since he's done it at a high level here, he wants the same thing. So.
You kind of mentioned the off-season stuff, and I also really respect how you went about your business in that regard. You know, it's not easy when your fifth-year option isn't picked up, right? But you, I think, you know, you've told me previously, yeah, sure, that kind of hurts a little bit initially, right? It doesn't feel good, right? But like you went about your business. You know, you were here, OTAs, minicamp, like you've been going about it with kind of that vision on the future. Can you just talk about how you dealt with that as a man?
Yeah, it was tough. A lot of frustrated days. A lot of my mom calling, checking on me, and I don't want to talk, and just pushing everybody away and stuff. But it's just, like I said, everybody go through emotions. Stuff's gonna happen.
You're a person.
Yeah, I'm human at the end of the day. So,
people forget that.
Yeah, seriously.
A lot of time, man. I mean, it's just something that it takes time, you know.
Yeah.
Sat there, prayed about it, talked to people. Eric, John, everybody talked to me. So eventually it just smoothens out, and, you know, this is where I want to be. So as long as I get to play here, you know, I mean, I'm all for it. I mean, all the other stuff, riled me up for a minute, but I'm good now.
Yeah.
One of the things that stuck out to me too, kind of when you first did talk about all of this, was you kind of looked at who this Ravens team has on their roster and recognize that how special this group could be. And like you talked about before, a lot of that starts on the defensive side with you and Roquan. So overall, like as a team, how special do you think that this group can be this year?
I think we can make it what we want to make it. I think if we really want the Super Bowl, we could go get it. But it's one thing to say it, we got to actually go do it. So, you know, it's obstacles that we had in the past, and we like to say it like hinder us, but at the end of the day, we still got 11 guys on the field. So it's just the point of us going out there and proving it every week, every snap, not taking nothing for granted, just going full speed every play and just going to take what we want.
I'm curious what your thought process was like when you were deciding, I'm going to be there for OTAs. I'm going to be there the whole program.
I was always going to be here. It was just a point of me just actually being like, I don't know a word for it, just not as mad going into it. Like I wanted to be like myself coming in. I didn't want to be a guy that's all
kind of
angry,
carrying,
and bringing in negative energy and bringing around everybody. So once I finally like just calmed down, just showed up, and it's just normal.
Well, I have a feeling, just a hunch, says you're going to see some nice money down the road. I mean, I guess that's my way of saying I'm not too worried about you. You're going to do all right. Is that kind of how you're approaching this season?
Yeah, I just when you look at it, people went this route and got paid, and the ones that didn't, obviously, stuff happened, and you just sometimes it's stuff you can't control. But at the end of the day, I feel like I'm prayed up. I work hard. The sky's the limit for me. I feel like I have all the potential in the world. I feel like I can be the best backer in this league. So with the confidence I got right now, I just got to go out there and play and get what I want.
Yeah. Do you feel the game, like how has the game changed for you, or how have you improved as a player? You talk about kind of being the best linebacker. How do you feel like you've individually improved even from last year when you had a really good year?
The biggest thing I'll say is not playing like I'm out there by myself. I feel like just owning in on my job and doing my job to the best of my ability and not trying to do everybody's job. Just taking good angles to the ball, breaking down, don't have to big hit somebody every tackle. Just get the guy on the ground. If he get one more yard, oh well, cool.
Right.
So I think it's just the small things, a lot of pieces of the run game, tackling, angles, pass coverage, just little pieces that just added up over time that I just had to get better at.
Right.
You mentioned your mom earlier, and I interviewed her a few years ago, and something that always stuck with me was, and obviously you know this story, but for the listeners, when you were born, your dad predicted that you're going to get drafted, or you're going to play at LSU, and that you were going to get drafted to the NFL. So my question is, as we're talking about all the projections for the season and your future, is your dad putting out any other predictions here? Can we get him to manifest something else?
It's prediction season.
Yeah.
Me and my dad don't talk a lot, but when we do talk, it's like a lengthy conversation. And it's just, he has all the confidence in me to go out there and perform, and just whatever I want, I could do and go out there and get what I want. So, like I said, I feel like my potential is unlimited. I feel like whenever I step on the field this season, everybody will know. And it's just something that we can't wait. My whole family, we all talked about it. And it's exciting.
You just seem antsy to get out there. Like, is it Sunday yet?
Yeah, that was like bubbling up. Is that partly because of you don't play in the preseason? Like, is that? I almost feel like obviously you avoid injuries, which is great, but also like it leads to this like anticipation.
It's just you lose to Cincinnati in the playoffs.
Yeah,
you got to wait a whole 7 months to just go play football again, and you got Cincinnati week 2. So it's like. We got Houston.
Right, Texas first.
We got the Texans first,
yeah.
Of course. But it's just like a whole bunch of stuff just over the offseason. Nobody wants to watch football when they could be playing football.
Yeah. So. Do you get the sense that playoff loss has been eating at a lot of people in the locker room?
Definitely. Like we said, we feel like we were the better team, and we just didn't prove it. And, ain't nothing you could do about that but just go through the whole offseason, work and train, just get ready for the moment again.
How much is the defense boosted by seeing what the offense is doing at practice?
Honestly, we don't even pay attention to the offense like that. Like, obviously, we see them practicing, we see the new things they're doing. It's just like, okay, cool, they got a nice thing going on over there, but we're mainly focused on ourselves. Like, as long as we control what we can control and not letting people just run up and down the field on us, we'll be fine.
Yeah, I guess I mean, like, the guys that got added on offense, some dogs, right? Like, does that kind of give the defense a boost? Like, all right,
get them the ball back.
The aim is we're gonna shut them out still, but like
get them the ball back. With them playmakers they got over there, just get them the ball back. Yeah, that's all it is.
Nice.
On the defensive side of the ball, what are your impressions of Mike in year 2 at the defensive coordinator?
I think Mike is more like comfortable with just going out there and knowing that we know what we got, and that he like asks us all the time, like, do y'all like this? Do y'all like this? How do you want us to call this? How you see this? So the confidence is higher. Like, I think that's the main thing of focusing around this whole entire team is just the confidence is boosted to an extreme level, and that's why I said like none of us can wait. So I know he's going to call a great game. I know he's going to call it a great game the whole season. I just can't wait to see what he got in store for us for year 2.
All right, last question for me. What's more fire, the 6 or the 0?
6. No question.
Do you like the 0 though? Like, do you think it's a good look on Roquan, or did it take some time to get used to?
I definitely think it's a good look. He had to work on his swag. This whole training camp was on him. Like, you got to add a sleeve, 2 sleeves, something. You just can't be out there sleeveless, ashy knees. You got to do something.
Right.
So he added the sleeve.
Okay.
I told him about the gloves. Sometimes you can't just wear white sleeve, white gloves. You got to switch it up, white sleeve, black gloves, black.
It's a good thing you're here.
You got to switch it. So the room comes to me for swag.
Keep it
Take care of Uncle Ro.
So 6 is by far the better.
The 6 is,
It's the better number.
no offense to Ro, I do like the 6,
Six
I
is
think,
nice.
better than the
Six-
0.
The 6 is a better number.
The 6 is pretty sweet.
He's also been bringing the fits like off the field
He
a little bit
has.
more this year, and it's only preseason. And I was like, okay, he's dressing a little bit like walking in for the preseason games. I'm excited to see
Yeah,
like
so
regular season.
His excuse was that he just came in last year, so he couldn't.
So he
really-
didn't have.
He didn't wanna be too
clothes?
flashy.
He didn't want to be too flashy. He
Okay,
wanted
okay.
to be the guy that comes
Yeah.
and goes to business. Which maybe he wants to use that excuse. Use that excuse.
He said he was worried about finding the stadium, less so about what he was
I mean,
wearing
he
to
was
get
right
there.
there. I mean, he actually brought me to the stadium one game, so I mean, you can't use that as an excuse. So
Have you ever gone to like shopping? Like, do you take him shopping? Is this one of those kind of situations?
No.
Okay, it's
we
not.
have 2 different tastes. Like actually, this season I'm gonna have a different taste. So
Ooh. Any?
Just-
You want to give a preview?
just suits,
Ooh.
all business.
Ooh.
like
Get
it.
get the pregame gallery ready. Number
Yes.
1 picture. PQ. Thanks for joining us,
Yeah,
man.
thank y'all.
We appreciate it.
Yep, thank y'all.
Well, thanks to PQ for dropping by. That was a lot of fun talking to him. We want to remind listeners that this week, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the Baltimore Ravens, has a limited time offer you won't want to miss. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code FLOCK. New customers can get a deposit bonus of up to $1,000 only at DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code FLOCK. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER. So, here in the SeatGeek studio with PQ, what did you think? Good
He's
stuff?
a gem, like DaCosta said on Friday. He's a gem, and like we talked to about him, like I've just always been impressed by the way that he carries himself. I think
Yeah.
a lot of guys in his situation would go about things a lot differently, and we've seen that play out across the league in a variety of different ways. And he's just a good dude. Wants to be here. He's very excited to get on the field. So that makes me excited.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think, man, it would be awesome if he and the Ravens find a way to make
Totally.
it work long term. That would be so sick. I mean, thinking about he and Roquan in the middle of this defense for years to come. Obviously, we have no idea if that can happen, but I think that dude, like I said, is going to be all right. So I think this defense, there's a lot of questions right now at cornerback. I get the sense just from listening to John Harbaugh yesterday talk about, some of the position groups. We see the rankings, we see what's being written out there, and some of these guys we can take that personally. I was like, in my head, it's like ringing like a lot of people down the cornerbacks, right? And I get there being questions, right? Like, sure, Marlon Humphrey's out for we don't know how long, right? And like Rock Yassin missed a big chunk of training camp.
Sure.
Ravens fans aren't familiar a lot with Rock Yassin, friend of the lounge. Go back and listen to that episode before he got hurt. But like, they don't really know, right? He's not as big a name as Marcus Peters and come with the reputation of Marcus Peters. And, on top of that, there's guys like Jalen Armour Davis and Pepe Williams, who I think a lot of people were excited about at the start of the offseason program and say, all right, these year 2 guys, like, let's see if they can kind of take the next step and break out. They missed a lot of time. And then Pepe's now dealing with ankle injury, or surgery. So I get there being questions, but I get the feeling that John Harbaugh is much more bullish on this group than outsiders are.
Sure, and I think that that's where the Ravens like to be. That sounds like bulletin board material peak for me right there. But this defense always thrives to me in being that like underdog mentality.
Yep.
And I think that plenty of people around the league have respect for what this defense is going to do this season. But yeah, I think they thrive when there's question marks externally.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that like Brandon Stevens is a player that a lot of people don't talk about. He's been pretty darn solid. When Marcus Peters went out with injury late last year, Brandon Stevens stepped in and played pretty darn well. I think he's going to have a big role. I'm excited to see Ronald Darby. I'm just excited for this defense and the offense, obviously, to see week 1 against the Texans. It's gonna be a show at M&T Bank. Is there anything you're looking forward to most, Cassie?
I'm excited to see the offense on the field together for the first time. We haven't seen J.K., Mark Andrews, Bateman, Odell, Nelson, all of them with Lamar out there on like a real game action.
Yep.
We haven't really seen what Todd Monken's offense is going to look like.
Definitely got some tastes, but yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I'm sure Todd's not showing too much in the preseason.
No.
So, but I think we know it's going to be a lot more wide receiver action. There's going to be more three wide sets. So, yeah, Zay Flowers. Gosh, I don't know who I'm more excited for. Zay, Odell.
Yeah, I didn't even say Zay. Like, it's an embarrassment of riches at this point, which is just a great spot to be in right now.
It was kind of funny. Even I asked PQ if the offense kind of gets the defense rolling, and you can even see like the competitiveness there. He's like, we practice against those guys, so I'm not going to talk them up too much. Like we don't pay attention to them too much. What they're doing. But PQ's going to have a really big season. Rowe's going to have a really big season. It's going to be good stuff. So thank you for listening. As always, you can reach us at the lounge at ravens.nfl.net. Make sure you're subscribed, leave a rating and review, and check out Ravens Press Pass. There's going to be a lot of press conferences this week. We're in regular season mode, so that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're going to have press conferences coming your way. Make sure you check those out. Cassie, thank you for stepping in for Garrett.
Anytime.
It's Labor Day, so we won't give Garrett too hard a time. It is Labor Day, but we see who the real laborers are.
We're laboring, yeah.
We're laboring, so thank you very much, Cassie. We'll be back with you later.